I was born and raised in the small town of Laketon, nestled deep within the heart of the Midwest. It was the kind of town where everyone knew each other's business, where gossip traveled faster than the wind sweeping through the endless cornfields. Life in Laketon was quiet, predictable, and often mundane, but it was home. I never imagined that the place I knew so well could harbor such dark secrets. It all began one sweltering summer evening. The air was thick with humidity, and the cicadas droned on incessantly. I was sitting on the porch of our old farmhouse, sipping on a glass of iced tea, when I noticed something unusual. The cornfields that surrounded our home, stretching out as far as the eye could see, seemed different. There was a strange rustling, a whispering sound that I had never heard before. I tried to brush it off, blaming it on the wind or some stray animal. But as the days went by, the whispers grew louder, more insistent. They seemed to call my name, luring me into the depths of the cornfields. It was as if the fields themselves were alive, hiding something sinister within their golden rows. I stumbled upon a small clearing, hidden deep within the heart of the fields. In the center of the clearing stood a dilapidated scarecrow, its straw-stuffed body sagging and weathered by years of exposure to the elements. But it was the face that caught my attention. A grotesque mask, its features twisted into a permanent expression of horror. As I approached, a chill ran down my spine. The whispers grew louder, more urgent. They seemed to emanate from the scarecrow itself, as if it were alive, watching me with malevolent intent. Over the next few weeks, strange occurrences became the norm. Objects in our house moved on their own. Shadows flickered in the corners of my vision, and the whispers followed me everywhere. My family noticed my growing unease, but whenever I tried to explain, they dismissed it as stress or an overactive imagination. It was there that I stumbled upon the story of Elizabeth Thatcher, a young woman who had lived in Laketon over a century ago. Elizabeth was rumored to be a witch, accused of practicing dark magic and consorting with evil spirits. The townsfolk, fearful and superstitious, had taken matters into their own hands. They dragged her into the cornfields and hung her from a makeshift gallows, leaving her body to rot under the scorching sun. Her final resting place was marked by the Scarecrow, a grim reminder of the town's dark past. The more I read, the more I realized that Elizabeth's spirit had never truly left. She was trapped, her soul bound to the Scarecrow, seeking revenge on the descendants of those who had wronged her. And somehow she had chosen me as her vessel. Determined to break the curse, I sought the help of an old woman named Agnes, a recluse who lived on the outskirts of town. Agnes was rumored to be a witch herself, though of a different kind, one who practiced benevolent magic. She listened to my story with a grave expression and agreed to help me, though she warned that the process would be dangerous. Under Agnes's guidance, I prepared for the ritual. We gathered herbs, crafted protective charms, and recited ancient incantations. On the night of the full moon, we returned to the clearing in the cornfields. The Scarecrow stood there, its presence more malevolent than ever. As we began the ritual, the air grew cold and the whispers intensified. Agnes instructed me to focus, to channel my energy into breaking the bonds that held Elizabeth's spirit captive. I chanted the incantations, my voice trembling but resolute. Suddenly, a violent wind whipped through the clearing, and the Scarecrow began to writhe, its grotesque face contorted, and a wail of anguish echoed through the night. I could feel Elizabeth's presence, her rage and sorrow washing over me like a tidal wave. But I didn't falter. I pressed on, pouring every ounce of my will into the ritual. With a final, ear-piercing scream, the Scarecrow burst into flames. The fire consumed it quickly, reducing it to ashes. The wind died down and the whispers ceased. The oppressive weight that had plagued me for weeks lifted, replaced by a sense of profound peace. Exhausted but relieved, I thanked Agnes and made my way back home. The cornfields, once so menacing, now seemed ordinary. The whispers were gone, and the air was still. Life in Laketon gradually returned to normal, but I would never forget the horrors I had faced. I often visit the clearing, now overgrown with wildflowers. It's a place of reflection, a reminder of the darkness that once lurked in the heart of our town. Elizabeth's spirit is at rest, and the cornfields no longer whisper secrets. But sometimes, on quiet nights, I think I can still hear the echoes of the past, a faint reminder of the price we paid for our ignorance and fear. Life in Laketon may be quiet and predictable once more, but I will always carry the memories of that summer, when the whispers in the cornfields nearly consumed me. And though the town has moved on, I know that some secrets are never truly buried. They linger, waiting to be uncovered by those brave enough to listen.